up and we go to the NFL. The Houston Texans are picking up C.J. Stroud's fifth-year option, sources told ESPN yesterday. It's the first step towards reaching a possible long-term extension with the young quarterback. Stroud got off to a historic start during his rookie season, but he has come back down to earth since. He led the team to a 9-5 record in his starts last year, helping them earn a wild card berth, but they fell short once again in the divisional round. A tough loss to the New England Patriots. C.J. Stroud's 2025 playoff run will be one to forget, as he averaged under 250 passing yards per game while turning the ball over 7 times. Stroud survived the wild card game against the Steelers on a Monday night here on ESPN, but the Texans fell to the Patriots in the divisional round, and he did not look great. J-Mac, I start to you.
Yeah.
Here we are, a day we might want to celebrate picking up the fifth-year option, but we have to ask, are you concerned with the way that C.J. Stroud finished the season?
When you watch those 2 playoff games, you have to have some concern going forward. I think when you talk about that fifth-year option, it was still a no-brainer for the Houston Texans because of what it means contractually and having C.J. Stroud in the building. He's going to be the starter this year, and if he does play out in that fifth-year option, it's a lot cheaper as a starter than what the league is averaging of those guys all the way up at $60 million. I look at C.J. Stroud. You look at the course from his rookie year. You come on the scene. No one knows what you can do. He goes absolutely off.
Arguably, maybe the greatest rookie season we had seen.
And then Jaden Daniels comes out the next year, and he's like, oh, he's unbelievable, too.
But
to your point,
that type of conversation.
He was unbelievable. That next year, the offensive line struggles mightily. He gets hit. I think he was sacked over 50 times. You are going to be a little gun-shy. It's going to change the way you play the game. Last year, I thought he played a lot better than in 2024. They went on a win streak in Houston. He sat down and watched Davis Mills win 3 straight games. And I think with a new offensive coordinator and Nick Caley, that gave him a chance to step back and say, all right, you know what? Maybe I don't have to try to win everything myself, but the decision-making and the turnovers have been big for him since his rookie year.
Ben, what do you think of the Texans as a whole and with C.J. Stroud there as the quarterback? Have they done everything they can to support him?
Yeah, that model J-Mac brought up is important because you're a really good defensive team, right? So what would you like to be able to do? Run the football, right? Let's control clock and let's manage these second halves. CJ's making these mistakes because the Texans can't run the ball. Haven't been able to since he was a rookie, right? Last 3 seasons, this is the second worst rushing offense, better than only the Raiders. And what that does is it lets defenses play too high, and it takes them out of base defense. When you're a quarterback, what do you want to see? 3 big old linebackers who can't cover nobody and 1 single high safety. Everything's open. But C.J. Stroud doesn't get that. He doesn't get those easy defenses to throw the ball against the way he did in 2023. When he was a rookie, nobody knew. We didn't know that this guy was like this. Yeah. The moment 2024 hit, they started putting shell on top of him, and they said, run the ball on us, Houston. And Houston can't do it.
Kevin, your thoughts on C.J. Stroud?
I don't think it's an overstatement, guys, to say that he's the biggest X factor in the league because we just saw the Seattle Seahawks ride above average quarterback play, okay, and an elite defense to a Super Bowl, okay? The Texans' defense is just as good, and C.J. Stroud has the capability to be a lot better than Sam Darnold. So if C.J. Stroud regains that form, we're talking about a Super Bowl. He was the first player in history last year to have 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles in 1 single postseason. He did it in 2 games. Yep. That's like Babe Ruth, 154 games, they hitting home runs and all that stuff, but with turnovers, okay? And the reason usually the guys don't get more than that is because they don't win a playoff game. He won playoff games because of that defense. Take a step forward, it's Super Bowl.
That Seahawks model, that's exactly it, because the Seahawks were the best defense in the league last year by points per drive. Yep. Second was the Texans, by like the thinnest margin. It's that caliber of a team.
Same
identity. Just get average quarterback play.
All right, we're exactly 2 weeks from the start of the NFL draft today, so we thought it would be fun to play a game of fill in the blank. Ben Solak, you've done all the film work.
Yeah.
The quarterback this draft that you are most intrigued by is who?
I'll hop on the Nuss bus with me, baby. Garrett Nussmeier out of LSU. You got to turn to the 2024 film now, okay? 2025, he's banged up, core injury, didn't throw the ball as well. In 2024, he's pushing the football down the field. Aggressive thrower, likes to challenge these windows. On third down, he converted 47% of his passes for first downs. That was 5th in the nation. We're talking about a guy who wants to push the ball beyond the sticks. He needs to learn how to risk manage a little bit. The windows aren't going to be exactly the same in the NFL as they were in college. But I tell you, he's got his head screwed on the right way. He's got pro-style ability. We just need to tone down the aggressiveness a little bit. And then you've got yourself, I think, a high-quality backup, maybe a spot starter.
Okay, Kevin, this was a guy who was getting first-round buzz before last college
100%.
season. What do you make of him?
Scout the situations, okay? I am cautiously optimistic on the Nuss bus. Reason being, he was hurt last year. Everybody lied about it for the first few months of the season, cost Brian Kelly his job. But that entire situation in Baton Rouge last year was toxic. I think Nussmeier, mid-round value, better than a lot of these guys in the third round. round, I would take him, make him backup developer.
Gosh, we've been looking for another quarterback to talk about. Thank you, boys. J-Mac, the player that you are higher on in this draft than others might be is who?
DBs make the world go round. Just find those guys on the football field, and they're going to win games for you. Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. He's a guy that early on we saw him in the top 5 mock drafts. Lately, you've seen him more in that 10 to 15 range. To me, he's a guy, very smart player, can do a lot for your defense, can be at the deep part of the field, can move up and do some things closer to the line of scrimmage as well. A terrific football player that's going to make plays.
He is an excellent football player, but Kevin Clark, safeties just do not go that high in the draft historically. Can you see him going in the top 10 of this year's draft?
Yes. Absolutely, because there's a bunch of coaches who understand what the safety position can give you. John Harbaugh being one of them from that Baltimore situation. I actually had Ryan Day on my show a couple weeks ago, and he said that Caleb Downs is the best high school player he's ever seen in his entire life. He was winning games single-handedly. Said he could have played running back in college, maybe in the NFL, if he wanted to. He's that special of an athlete. Give me Caleb Downs early.
All right, Kevin, I'm going to go right back to you. The most fascinating team in the first round with multiple first-round picks is whom?
It's the Dallas Cowboys. They're the only team, I think, of this group that is legitimately one player away from real deal contention. At 12, if you get aforementioned Caleb Downs or a Ruben Bain, instant culture changer on defense. I think Ruben Bain, when you look at the big games he dominated in, we're seeing one right there against Ohio State, right there against Texas A&M. He is so good. His motor is so high. I don't care about arm length, okay?
I do.
The only thing I'm looking at is me when I'm putting on this suit. That's the only time I look at measurables. I do not care. Give me Ruben Bain.
Noted Miami.
I was going to say Kevin Clark would think.
Things might be a little bit. Okay, fine. That's all right. Ruben Bain is a great player. Ben,
thank you.
Talk about the Cowboys. Do you agree that they could actually be a contender if they nail this first?
Maybe if they draft 2 more Hurricanes on top of Ruben Bain. You get 3 in the door.
Scott,
That's the culture
and
change we're looking for. Dallas's defense last year had multiple needs, right? And so we say, okay, introduce a Ruben Bain, we're solving the problem. To me, I look at linebacker, right, where they had departures. They've only got 2 guys right now with any sort of experience on the roster. I look at corner, where they had Kobe Durant, right, to be that 3rd corner, but the Rams had issues with him last year as the 3rd corner. They're still really thin there defensively. And so go get Ruben Bain. I love Ruben Bain. I agree with you. Don't worry about the arms. Then go get Keontae Scott. Legitimately would be a good fit. Continue loading up on those Hurricanes, and then the Cowboys will be over that hill.
J-Mac.
I love the fact that he mentioned the Cowboys because Jerry Jones is involved. What is he going to do with those 2 first-round picks? Is it going to be somebody that you say scratch, somebody like the guys that you're mentioning, or Ruben Bain and all those guys? Does he go completely outside the box? I look at some of the picks they've been. They went and got Rashawn Gary on the outside. They went and got Jalen Thompson at safety coming over from Arizona. So they've been able to get a few guys. If that number 12 pick hits, you don't need everybody to be a Pro Bowler in their rookie year. Throughout the course of the draft, if you can find another starter or 2 on that defensive side of the ball, whether it is in the mid-rounds or not, now you're talking about bringing in another cornerback that can start on the outside. Now you can move Deron Bland on the inside. So those are some of the things, to me, that can go a long way. And yes, get the ball back to Dak Prescott. Get a defense that just comes up with turnovers, and they're going to be a contender.
NFC East is fascinating. Obviously, the Commanders took a step back. The Eagles didn't look like they did the year before, and the Giants are a question mark. The Cowboys could be in that conversation if they nail these draft picks. Coming up.